Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our webinar, Manage Tax with Odoo ERP. My name is Shahzad Iqbal. I'm a chartered accountant and I'm working in Odoo from 2015. So let's start our webinar. As I said, our topic is Manage Taxation with Odoo ERP applications. The agenda of today's meeting is we'll start with the introduction of Odoo and Auckland Odoo ERP. For the people who are new to Odoo, just a quick snapshot of Odoo and Auckland Odoo. And then we would move to the next. We have Odoo software overview. That was the quick overview. And next, we would look into the requirements of tax laws to be addressed by ERP software. So what is the role of ERP software now, especially in context of corporate tax in UAE? And we can also take it as a general because most of the provisions of the taxations are, like internationally, it's lots of things are common. It's framework kind of common. So it would be helpful even for the other countries. And next, we would see the role of Odoo ERP, to comply with these requirements. And finally, we will move to the question and answer session. Okay, Odoo is Belgium-based application from nearly 20 plus years back. It was launched, and just in this session, I'll just quickly show what applications it covers. Odoo has these all applications, even more than an ERP. Finance, of course, it's a part of ERP applications, but HR is additional, like human resource management. Applications are additional. Then sales is kind of part of ERP. Marketing is additional applications. Then website is additional. Services, yes, part of ERP. Inventory and manufacturing and other applications related to that. Then some productivity tool. So Odoo applications make a complete ERP and integrated with integrated applications, and also has some additional applications to facilitate, especially the small to mid-sized businesses, to stick with the single platform and also use the benefit of the website, for instance, or marketing and or e-commerce, such applications. Okay, so and Auckland Odoo ERP is Odoo's gold partner here in UAE, and we can see it's a gold partner, and we can also see the details and the references. So Auckland Odoo is providing implementation, customization, integration and consulting services, and also the training and support. There are different industry verticals. What are Odoo ERP's, Auckland Odoo ERP's clients currently who are part of these industries, and different functions what Odoo covers. Detail is here about the company, you can also find. So now we move to the next point in agenda, Odoo software overview. Now we are on the main dashboard of the Odoo. We can see the list of all the applications, the shortcuts of all the applications to go into those applications. For example, if we click on the accounting application, we reach to the dashboard of accounting application, and here we can see the different menus, sub-menus to manage account functionalities, and even right from the dashboard, we can perform different functions. So this is how normally when we open any application of Odoo, this is the structure. Like we come into the application, and then we can see the dashboard and menus, sub-menus, and then we can go to any form to perform the operations. For example, here we can see it's a sales invoice, and we can go into the sales invoice. And on any form, we can see it's not only the required fields and information what we need to input and create the invoice, but also there are some embedded tool would support the proper management and control. For instance, here we can see complete log, then we can even write from here, we can communicate, set activities, and even the approval hierarchies, authority matrix could be set. So this is, Odoo has whatever applications we install, we can see all the applications here. Also, it depends what user rights anybody has. So if it's only accounting rights, then you would see only the accounting and not the other information. Odoo also support the multi-company. We can work into the different companies if we have rights, or if we have rights to any particular company, we would work into that particular entity. So this is the quick overview of Odoo, how application looks like. Next, we move to the requirements of tax laws to be addressed by ERP software. The most important with ERP perspective, if we talk about ERP, why we need ERP when taxation is being implemented, the most important part is record keeping. We have to maintain proper books of accounts because any amount what we claim for the taxation, for example, if I say I have income, business income is 1 million, so and tax is calculated on, for example, 1 million, then what are the details of those 1 million? So so record keeping is so much emphasized in tax laws, corporate taxes, that proper taxes, proper books and records should be there when you are providing your income details, and taxes calculated based on that. There should proper supported documentation should be there. Then there's a requirement of audit. Even under the corporate tax laws, there are certain thresholds and provisions, and companies have to go for the audits as well. So considering this part, also we see the importance of ERP softwares. Then there is group taxation. If one company has, say, profits and other group company has losses, so corporate tax laws also facilitates that you can compute your income as a group. So again, there should be proper system to compute that. Then payroll records should be there, and VAT on invoices and bills. VAT was implemented a few years back in UAE, so that also is one of the consideration of tax laws when we talk about ERPs. Moving forward, if we talk about the record keeping, clearly as we can see, this is a provision from the Article 56, the explanatory guide for the taxation. We can see it's the emphasis on the proper record keeping has been mentioned there, and for the minimum of 7 years, every company has to keep records for the past. So at any time, company should have the records of last 7 years. Now, the basic thing is you should have proper accounts, proper reports, proper records of your bills, invoices, your inventory movements. That's the basic thing. So on top of that, when we talk about ERP, we get this everything. But what about Odoo? If we want to manage taxation with Odoo, how Odoo facilitates for that? So Odoo not only facilitates to maintain all the basics, but Odoo also facilitates to do it very easily and efficiently, especially for those people who were not in so much formalities in past, and now they have to suddenly they have come across these requirements, and suddenly they have to have all formalities in place. So if we talk about that, we can find artificial intelligence AI in Odoo to help us to even do our data entry. There is another feature. We can see the built-in spreadsheet. Then the apps are integrated, so data entry is pretty much reduced. If someone is using some application for example sending quotations, so if sales application of Odoo is used for the quotations, then all the accounting information for the invoicing and next process comes from that only one single point of data entry. So integration with the other application facilitate. Then built-in document management that also helps to keep and maintain the proper books and records for to meet the requirements of corporate taxation. Then we would also find the social media management within the Odoo for communication. Then we also have the tracking of all the actions for proper accountability and control. Now let me take you to the Odoo, and in Odoo we will quickly have a look on these features what I told, like how you find these all in Odoo. First of all, let me show you how Odoo is integrated. All the applications are integrated. For example, here if we go to the sales order, let me show you, like over the sales order, we can see the related invoice is linked, which was prepared from this the sales order when quotation was converted to the sales order, and all the related deliveries from the warehouse are also integrated. So having integrated application reduces job and make it easier for you to comply with the requirements of the tax laws. Second AI tool, as I said, if we see in the Odoo document management, here in Odoo document management, we can see, for example, here from any document, say you receive a vendor bill through email, and you save that in Odoo and Odoo document management, and you just what you can do, you can create your vendor bill through this option. So Odoo will read the information. Odoo claims there is a 97% accuracy in that. This bill is read by the Odoo, this AI tool, and all information without any data entry, this all information moves to the Odoo vendor bill, and you can process your all related accounting without any data entry at all, right? So this is another tool where what we have in Odoo to facilitate, especially the people who are moving to the ERPs and want to have minimum efforts to maintain these books. Then next next in the list we have the spreadsheet. Now there are some information what is information or calculations in addition to the information what we have in ERPs. We have to do some calculations out of ERPs for some, maybe to calculate some percentages and make the workings for the taxations. Say when you have your accounting profits, now you have to calculate your accounting profit. From the accounting profits, you have to calculate your taxable profits. So there are always some adjustments. One example, entertainment expenses. Entertainment expenses are allowed up to 50% for the business to calculate the taxable income. So so this is how these are the adjustments. Though that is a business expense, but your income, taxable income will increase due to that. So those all calculations you can keep into the Odoo built-in Odoo spreadsheet rather than making any separate Excels, you can have this Excel and you can build, all the information in that. Let me show you that feature. So this is a spreadsheet which is normally linked with the Odoo application. If we click on any cell, we can see here the link to the Odoo, the Odoo table. From there, this information is coming. And in addition to that, we can have our own data, punch into it to make some calculations. And this spreadsheet remains within Odoo. It has features more or less like Google Sheets. So it remains within Odoo, and all are, say, working for taxations, any adjustments for taxations, we keep safe within ERP rather than having it separately somewhere and just attach those sheets into the ERP systems. Then we have for the audit, the companies who have the requirements for the audit. This is an important feature for the, if we see in the invoice, we can find all the tracking, and there's the embedded social media in it to send any messages internally, externally to the customers, or internally to the team, and all the tracking. We can see what being done with this invoice, with the dates and all. All right, so these are few things what on top of what basics are required. Like you need accounting application, you need sales, you need purchase application, inventory application, manufacturing applications to maintain all your books and records. On top of that, Odoo even facilitate you to with some additional tools to make it easier for you. Let's go to the next part, IFRS. As per the corporate tax laws, all the books, all the accounts, and the financial reports made to calculate the taxation, like your taxable income and your taxation, that should be as per international financial reporting standards. So now if we see Odoo, and if we do some assessment that how Odoo facilitates to have all the books and records as per IFRS, can we comply with that? So, because this is now the very basic requirement to maintain your all the accounting and financial and make financial statements, you should follow the international financial reporting standards. For example, if you say I have revenue of X amount, you should follow the guidelines of your international financial reporting standard related to the revenue. Then exactly you would reach to that amount. When if you claim that okay, your revenue is less than 3 million, so the tax authorities would see, are you following the guidelines of international financial reporting standards to reach to this 3 million or not? So because under 3 million, you are taken as a small entity, and for the small entity, there's no taxation, right? So even if you are not under the that category where you have to do lots of things, even you have to maintain your books and records, number one, and second, this should be as per international financial reporting standards. Now in Odoo, some common, if we see some common example in IFRS, there's a accounting standard for to presentation of financial statements, inventories, fixed assets, revenue, lease, foreign exchange, consolidation. So is Odoo really facilitate us to follow these things? Let's have a quick look on few examples. Say financial statements. We go to the financial statements. Here we can see the balance sheet, which is also for the statement of financial position as per IFRS. Then we can see the profit and loss. Next, we can see the other reports as well. And plus, these all are configurable. Like it's not like it's a fixed format. It's been given here, but we can configure even as per further requirements what we have, right? So yes, we have the financial reports and presentation of financial reports as per the requirements of IFRS. Then next example is the fixed assets. So now if we go to the fixed assets, we have this feature in Odoo where we can follow the requirements of the standard ISA 16 related to the fixed assets called property, plant, and equipment. So we can apply the requirements related to the cost of assets, then the depreciation of assets, and then different depreciation methods, what are required by the standard, different computation methods, then auto accounting, what the accounting requirements there. We can use the automation feature in Odoo so that all the related accounting, what is required as per the standard, we can follow. So it's all automated, it's facilitated by Odoo. Next, if we talk about, say, inventories. In inventories, if we talk about the standard the IS2 about the inventories, we know there are requirements like you should have. There's a valuation method, what's the costing methods, what you need to follow, and we can see here in inventory, like on the categories, Odoo facilitate to use those methods what are required by international accounting standard. Even we can automate all the related accounting what is required by the standard, right? So because inventory is very important part when we calculate the profitability. So valuation of inventory, that is very critical, and especially is the key focus of the tax authorities to see either inventories are valued properly or not. And next, in example, we can see the revenue. In Odoo, we can find the deferred revenue option as well to comply with the, we can see the deferred revenue. So there are different requirements of revenue recognition, the timing, and all, and deferred revenues also have to be accounted for under some cases. So Odoo facilitates and has that feature as well. Next, if we see this, for instance, consolidation. So Odoo has a consolidation application, and we can use this consolidation application and we can follow the requirements of IFRS related to, that's IFRS 10, what is related to the requirements of consolidation, how to consolidate multiple entities. And Odoo has quite flexible feature. Even the requirements of IAS 21, which is related to the exchange rates of foreign currencies, especially in case of consolidation, that even we can also follow, and we can set the rate, it's the average rate or end rate, what rate we need to use to follow the standard to do this consolidation. So this is how there are lots of things what we can discuss where Odoo facilitates us to follow the requirements of IFRS. And IFRS is the requirement in corporate tax laws of UAE. Some other things, if we see, for example, this entertainment expenses, which are allowed 50%, how Odoo can help us to maintain that, and then the transfer pricing. The transfer pricing is another the key area, the area of emphasis, where there are few group entities and doing transaction with each other. So the corporate tax laws, if we talk about the bottom line, the bottom line of the requirement is that any pricing charged to even any group entity should be similar to the third parties, what's been charged to the third parties. So how Odoo could help to maintain, and there should be proper records in the supporting of those bills. So because people may use different pricing to avoid taxation. So the emphasis of law is on that as well. In Odoo, if you see in Odoo, we can use this analytic accounts or analytic distribution to help us to segregate the these expenses in our financial statements, and we can have the financial statements even with 50% of these expenses, and even the 100% of expenses to see the accounting profits, and say 50% of with 50% of entertainment expenses just to see the our taxable income. Similarly, for the transfer pricing, we can have the we can have the price lists if we go to the sales application. We can maintain the price lists, and these price lists would help us to maintain all the records related to the pricing, what's being charged to the related party, any group entity, and the prices what's being charged to the third party. So we would have all the evidence, all the records within our ERP. So yeah, next, audit requirement. As audit is also required for some entities. There are some threshold given in corporate tax laws. So Odoo facilitates the access to auditors. We can give read-only access to our auditors. Then there are conditional closing periods. There are 3 types of closings, and even before the audit, we can have the partial closing for final audit adjustments. Logs could be maintained of the documents. Document management is there to keep related documents for audit purposes, and built-in spreadsheet, what we have already seen. So this is how Odoo even make it easier for the audit process from our books of accounts to then prepare final audit reports. This spreadsheet feature, again, there are so many audit working papers by the auditors. So with the help of Odoo, we can use the internal spreadsheet of the Odoos to keep all those working papers for the reference of next steps or next periods of the audit. Group taxation. Corporate UAE corporate tax laws facilitates the group of companies if some companies in losses and others in profits. So if there's a condition of 95% of holding, if that is there, then the taxable income can be calculated after combining the those results of both entities or both financial statements of both entities. There could be the consolidated financial statements, and Odoo, we already have seen there's a consolidation application in Odoo which facilitates to do so. Finally, when we are using for these all the requirements of corporate tax laws, when we are using the ERP, then we can also utilize the feature of the VAT invoices and bills right from the Odoo, and we can use the tax calculation feature of Odoo. I take you to that feature and show you that. here we can see the in configuration, we can see we can configure multiple taxes, and in multiple taxes we can configure the taxes for the sales or taxes for the purchases. We can set different rates, we can name it, we can set the base, even we can set the though those advanced options. Advanced taxation is not in UAE yet, like tax on taxes and all. There are so many advanced features we have already in configuration of these taxes, and we can find the application of these taxes on bills and invoices. Here we can see the based on the applicable taxes, we can what taxes we have, we can select, and there might be multiple taxes. Out of that, we can even link the tax with the vendor or with the customer, and we can have multiple taxes that are linked with those parties, and plus we can also link with the product. If it's a product based, we can link with the product. Whenever some particular product or services are we find here on the invoice, then related tax appears on the invoice. So this is how even the taxation for the feature of taxation for to maintain the VAT records are also there, and we also see the different related input output tax reports in or in our reportings. Right. So this was the overall agenda of what we have covered so far of this this webinar, and now we can move to the question answer session. Though we were a bit fast in this to discuss this all, we can have some more detailed webinars on each of these areas separately. But today objective was to see what are the key provisions of corporate tax where we really should need an ERP, and especially how Odoo helps to maintain proper books and records, and also to follow the requirements, for example the IFRS and the other related requirements to make our books and records. All right, so now we can move to the question answer session. If you have any question, you can maybe unmute your mic and discuss the question.
Yes, Mr. Shahzad, thank you very much for this very informative session. The thing is, like, for Odoo, what I understand is like it has the capacity to adopt the UAE this direct taxation. So VAT, it's there, like it's simple, but when it comes to the corporate tax, so as you shared with us that there are built-in these spreadsheets and everything, so this might be help to finalize this corporate tax compliance and all these things.
Yes.
So first of all, thank you. And second, like I'll just brief you. My name is Mazhar. I am working as an accountant in a company, and we are using Odoo basically.
All right.
So that's why maybe I received your ad and I subscribed to the webinar. So, but actually we are using Odoo, but we are not using Odoo accounting, because we started with the CRM and then projects, and now third step is this accounting module. So my question is, like, is it easy to just install the application within our database and start using it, or we might need, some customization? Like as far as I know, like I need to link the bank account, and then I need to go to the configuration and do some basic settings like chart of accounts and everything. So it's that simple, or we need some changes, some development, or like we need some helping hand to make this accounting application ready for us?
Okay, good to know you are already Odoo user and using some applications of Odoo. See, if if you think like you have the knowledge of configuration, whatever is required in configuration and how to configure, as you said, chart of accounts, taxation, and other things.
Yeah.
If you are confident that you can do those configurations, you can learn yourself, or you already have learned and you can do that. As far as configuration is concerned, yes, you can do without help of any technical, like the developer, or without anybody who do customization for you. But that is mainly for the small entities, like where you might have just few users, and you can manage it. When the size is bigger and there are more users, the size is bigger, of course, you can come across to the some customization requirements. And the minimum customization, what we see normally, the minimum customization to just fit this grass for you need some adjustments. So for that, the minimum, those would be like you would have some formats of your commercial documents, what exactly you want to follow, what you're doing before. This might be the quotation, or your sales, your sales invoice, or your purchase order, right? And where you have to go for some customizations. And next, workflows. If you have approval hierarchies, if you want to have those through customization, there is feature in Odoo. You can even use the studio and do from the front end, but mostly it's been done through customization. You can set your approval hierarchies, what's called workflows, and plus user rights. When there are more user companies, not a small company, then you have to set more deep, control on the user rights, and for that you of course have to go for the customization. So there are some basics. Even these are the few examples what I told you where you might need help. Plus the data upload. If there is a data upload, if you get the support, that is beneficial for you. Yeah, and plus another thing, like if you learn yourself and do yourself, even if you can do everything, it's always efficient and effective if you get some support. Even at end of the day, that might be cost effective for you. Maybe the efforts what you put into doing this all, overall the cost of those efforts would be much higher than going with a consultant and doing, taking help of consultant. And eventually it's up to you, like, and then maybe you can contact us later on, and we can evaluate. If you can do yourself, fine, or if you need some support or something, we can look at it. That's fine.
For sure. Thank you very much. Yeah, I understand it. Thank you.
Most welcome. All right, so now I think we could close this session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for attending this webinar.
Thank you very much, sir. So nice of you. Thank you.